Brother, let me tell you something powerful right now. You will never step into the life you were created to live until you conquer the one thing holding you back, your lack of discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. It's not a restriction. Discipline is the divine passport to your destiny. You've been praying for increase, but God isn't going to bless you with something you don't have the structure to sustain. You want the promise, but you're neglecting the process. And discipline is the process. See, too many people are waiting for motivation to show up like it's a ride share. Motivation is emotional, it's temporary, it's unreliable. But discipline, that's character. That's consistency. That's commitment even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you set it in has left. Discipline is the foundation upon which every lasting success is built. It is not something you adopt only when it's convenient. It's something you embrace daily, regardless of how you feel. Discipline is the consistent application of intentional behavior that aligns with your higher purpose. Without it, your dreams remain ideas, your goals stay as talk, and your potential is left untapped. When you commit to discipline, you begin to bridge the gap between who you are and who you were created to be. Many people live with the illusion that destiny is a matter of chance, that somehow at the right moment in the right season everything will align. But destiny does not arrive uninvited. It must be prepared for. And preparation always demands discipline. You cannot walk into a future you have not disciplined yourself to handle. Elevation without discipline is dangerous. It creates instability. Discipline creates the strength required to carry the weight of your assignment. Discipline teaches you patience. In a culture obsessed with instant gratification, discipline slows you down and forces you to build step by step. It develops the ability to delay rewards in pursuit of something more permanent. You may not see the results today or even tomorrow, but discipline says, I will keep going. Because destiny isn't a moment, it's a lifetime of moments stacked together through consistent, purposeful action. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you align yourself with the version of you that is capable of handling what you've been praying for. You don't need a breakthrough as much as you need to become the person who can maintain the breakthrough. That version of you is forged in the fires of discipline. Early mornings, hard decisions, quiet study, relentless focus. Destiny doesn't wait for the undisciplined to catch up. It shows up when you're already in motion. People often ask, what's the secret to success? The truth is, there's no secret. There's structure. And structure requires discipline. If you're not disciplined in how you use your time, how you manage your mind, and how you guard your energy, you will miss your assignment. The doorway to destiny is not marked by ease. It's marked by responsibility. Discipline is what teaches you to carry that responsibility with grace and strength. Discipline also protects your priorities. It allows you to say no when you need to, even if it costs you popularity. It empowers you to choose alignment over approval, consistency over chaos. When you are disciplined, you don't just react to life, you respond with intention. That intention sets a path forward that builds momentum, and when momentum is partnered with vision, destiny begins to unfold. There's a version of you that only discipline can unlock. A more focused, more powerful, more effective version of yourself that is buried under distraction, laziness, and excuses. Discipline removes what doesn't belong. It strips away the excess so that only excellence remains. You can't carry destiny while also carrying everything that's weighing you down. Discipline is the scalpel that cuts away what's unnecessary so you can move forward freely. When you make discipline a lifestyle, it stops being something you have to force. It becomes something you flow in. You start to crave the order. You start to value the results. You begin to see the fruit of your focus. The longer you walk in discipline, the more naturally it becomes part of your identity. And identity fuels behavior. So when discipline becomes who you are, consistency becomes what you do. Discipline sharpens your discernment. You begin to distinguish what's urgent from what's important. You stop chasing every opportunity and start choosing the right ones. You understand that not everything good is from God and not everything offered is for you. Discipline tunes your spirit to recognize when to move and when to be still, when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when to wait. There is no excellence without discipline. Anyone can be inspired. Anyone can be excited for a day, but what separates leaders from followers, visionaries from dreamers, producers from consumers is discipline. Discipline is not loud. It doesn't always look glamorous, but it produces results that speak louder than any words. When you live with discipline, your life begins to speak for you. Your fruit becomes your testimony. Discipline eliminates the need for constant motivation. You don't need someone to hype you up when you've trained yourself to show up. Discipline says, even if I don't feel it, I'll do it. Even if no one is watching, I'll keep going. Even if there's no applause, I'll stay committed. That kind of mindset becomes magnetic. It attracts provision, partnerships, and divine favor because heaven honors order. Every habit you form is either building your destiny or breaking it down. Discipline is what determines which direction you're going. Are your daily habits preparing you for the next level? Are your choices making room for your calling, or are they keeping you in cycles of stagnation? The future you want is not built in a moment. It's built in a disciplined lifestyle, one decision at a time. Discipline is the evidence of belief. If you truly believe in the vision, the mission, the calling, then you'll live like it. You'll plan your day around it. You'll sacrifice for it. You'll fight distractions for it. You won't just talk about it. You'll structure your life to protect it. Faith without discipline is fantasy. You can't believe for a future you're not willing to prepare for. There are some doors that only open for the discipline. There are some blessings that require maturity, and maturity is the fruit of discipline. Destiny will never give itself fully to someone who treats it casually. You can't expect to reign in places you haven't trained for. Discipline is the training ground for the throne room. You won't be trusted with more until you're faithful with what's already in your hand. Discipline is also a form of honor. When you discipline yourself, you honor your calling, your creator, and your future. You say, I take this seriously. I won't waste what I've been given. That kind of honor sets you apart. It makes you a good steward. And stewardship always precedes elevation. When you manage what's small with discipline, you qualify for what's great. People may not see your private discipline, but they'll see your public results. They may not know the price you paid in silence, but they'll recognize the power you carry in presence. Discipline works in the dark before it shines in the light. It's the hidden investment that produces visible influence. While others are distracted, discipline keeps you focused and faithful. You will be tempted to quit. There will be days where everything in you wants to give in. But discipline doesn't care how you feel, it cares how you finish. Emotion is a wave, discipline is an anchor. When storms come, discipline holds you steady. When the wind blows, discipline keeps you grounded. Destiny is not for the emotionally unstable, it's for those anchored in purpose. And when you embrace discipline long enough, it becomes your lifestyle, not a season, not a sprint, but a rhythm of living. That rhythm moves you forward when others get stuck. It pushes you through dry seasons and prepares you for your harvest. And though it may be difficult, though it may be uncomfortable, discipline will always lead you to the place you were designed to dwell. Motivation is a spark. It ignites quickly, burns bright, but too often fizzles out before the work is done. It's emotional, fleeting, and dependent on external circumstances. One inspiring video, one powerful quote, one exciting conversation can fill you with energy for a moment. But once the emotions settle and the hype fades, what are you left with? The truth is, motivation may help you start the race, but it will never carry you to the finish line. That job belongs to discipline. There's a reason most people start strong and quit early. They confuse excitement with commitment. They believe that if they feel good today, that feeling will last tomorrow. But motivation doesn't last. It wasn't designed to. That's why disciplined people succeed where motivated people stall. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't wait for inspiration. It just executes repeatedly, regardless of the mood or the moment, because discipline is built on decisions, not feelings. Discipline has roots where motivation only has wings. Wings may lift you for a moment, but roots anchor you for a lifetime. Motivation may get you moving, but discipline tells you where to go, when to go, and why it matters. It creates structure, boundaries, and systems that carry you through seasons when motivation is nowhere to be found. Because in real life, motivation isn't always available, but discipline can be. Too many people try to build a future on a feeling. They wait to feel like it before they take action. But high achievers don't wait to feel ready. They prepare themselves to be ready every day. They've trained their minds to act regardless of emotion, and that training doesn't come from watching motivational clips. It comes from the quiet, unseen, repetitive work of doing the hard things over and over until it becomes automatic. If you rely on motivation, you'll find yourself starting and stopping over and over again. You'll go through emotional highs and lows that steal your consistency. You'll begin projects and never finish. You'll talk about dreams more than you build them. Because motivation isn't meant to sustain you, it's only meant to introduce you to the path. But discipline is what teaches you how to walk it one step at a time, no matter the weather. Motivation screams loudly at the start line, but it grows silent in the middle. And it's the middle, the messy, tiring, uncertain middle, where most people give up. That's why you need something stronger than excitement. You need a reason, a routine, and a rule of action that doesn't change when your mood does. Discipline creates consistency in chaos. It gives you the ability to show up when most people stay home, to press forward when most pull back. There will be days when nothing inspires you, days when the goal feels far and the grind feels heavy. In those moments, discipline becomes your best friend. It tells you, do it anyway. It reminds you of your commitment when your feelings try to talk you out of it. Discipline doesn't argue with emotions, it overrides them. It's the internal system that keeps your vision alive when everything external tells you to quit. Motivation is loud, discipline is quiet. Motivation posts on social media, discipline works in silence. Motivation gets praise for intentions, discipline produces results through execution. You can be inspired and still be undisciplined. You can be hyped and still be inconsistent. But when you become disciplined, even on your worst days, you make progress, because discipline doesn't need ideal conditions, it just needs a decision. When you wake up tired, discipline gets you moving. When the excitement wears off, discipline pushes you to follow through. When no one is cheering, discipline reminds you that you're still responsible for your results. It builds habits that serve you, habits that protect you, habits that grow you. Motivation wants to feel good. Discipline wants to do good, regardless of how it feels. Discipline is a mindset you train. It's a muscle you build. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And over time, what once required effort becomes automatic. You no longer have to fight with yourself to show up. You just do. Because discipline has become your default setting, not your emergency solution. You don't have to wait to get in the zone. You create the zone through your decision. The problem with motivation is that it depends on outside influence, but outside influence is unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, is an inside job. It's not based on what happens around you, it's based on the standard you set within you. And when that standard is non-negotiable, your progress becomes inevitable. Not because it's easy, but because you've removed the option to quit. Motivated people talk about goals. Disciplined people track their goals. They measure progress. They hold themselves accountable. They create systems that don't need emotion to function. They don't depend on being in the mood. They operate from their mission. When motivation is nowhere to be found, discipline says, let's keep going, and that consistency compounds into success. Discipline doesn't mean you always want to do it. It means you've decided it will get done. It means you've removed your feelings from the equation and put your future at the forefront. It means you've set a standard that isn't up for debate. That kind of commitment creates momentum. And momentum fueled by discipline will take you places motivation never could. The people who build extraordinary lives aren't more motivated than everyone else. They've simply trained themselves to be disciplined long after the feeling is gone. They've made their vision so clear, their habits so locked in, that discipline becomes the autopilot that takes over when motivation disappears. And make no mistake, it will disappear often. But with discipline, it doesn't matter. Every time you act without feeling like it, you reinforce a new identity. You say to yourself, this is who I am now. That's how transformation happens, not in the exciting moments, but in the mundane ones, in the quiet sacrifice, in the daily decision to show up when no one else does. Discipline carves out the path that motivation only points to. It's the road less traveled, but it's the only one that leads to lasting results. The goal is not to feel inspired every day. That's not realistic. The goal is to become the kind of person who executes with or without inspiration. The person who does the work because it's who they are, not because they're in the mood. The person whose discipline speaks louder than their intentions. That kind of person doesn't just succeed, they sustain success over time. Discipline may not be glamorous, but it is transformational. It creates internal order. It builds mental toughness. It clarifies priorities and eliminates distractions. It makes you dangerous in the best way possible, focused, consistent, and committed to a purpose bigger than your comfort. Motivation may catch people's attention, but discipline will keep it. And when others fall off, the discipline keeps rising. Every breakthrough that looks sudden is the result of hidden discipline. Every achievement that seems overnight is backed by years of private consistency. Discipline is what no one sees, but everyone feels. It's the difference between potential and fulfillment, between intention and impact, between wishing and winning. While the world chases motivation, the wise master discipline. Success isn't some mystical force reserved for a chosen few. It's not a matter of luck, chance, or being in the right place at the right time. Success is a system, a set of repeatable actions governed by principle, not personality. It doesn't care about your background, your past, or your excuses. It responds to patterns, consistency, and structure. It shows up for those who are willing to follow the process, even when they don't feel like it. Many people spend their lives searching for the next secret, hoping that one magical insight, one new strategy, or one powerful mentor will unlock their breakthrough. But the truth is, most people don't need a new secret. They need to master the basics they've been avoiding. Success doesn't hide. It waits patiently for you to align your